friends, it's Mari Clark here for Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine with episode number 9 of Tried, Trendy and True. Today the focus is going to be on circle shapes and just really focusing on the idea that circles have been a really important element of design, obviously for a very long time, and this is just a design element that can be the basis for beginning your project, whether it be a card project or a scrapbooking project, basically anything that you're working on with your paper crafts. And I just love using circles as a basis for creating. Now, this is the amazing Simple Stories Sunkissed collection, which is so fun. And I wanted to use that for my project today. I'm also going to be using a cut file from Just Nick Studio. This one is called Circle Mania, which was just absolutely perfect for creating my circle base for my project. So here you can just see I added a little bit of machine stitching around the edge of that cut file. Now I did take the this sticker from the bottom of the 12 by 12 sticker sheet from Sunkissed. I love the 12 by 12 sticker sheet that you can find in the collection packs from Simple Stories. And I'm also going to be using this paper from the Sunkissed collection as well for the base of my project. These are the photos, the 3 photos I'm going to be using, and I have used a couple of circle punches to cut those photos out. This is a 2-inch punch from my stash. And I have just cut these out, trimmed them out, and I'm going to use them in some of the circles on the cut file. You can just see that in the photo on the right, my sweet little niece is looking over to the left, which is perfect. She's kind of looking up at the photo of her eating the ice cream. And in that photo, she's kind of looking down at the smaller left photo, which is perfect. In that photo, she's looking up. So they just kind of all work together. And these are the die cuts from the Bits and Pieces pack from Sunkissed that I wanted to use. I love this summer fun die cut title. It works just perfectly for that largest circle shape. And I'm also going to be using the little open banner here. Love this piece as well. And it is just the perfect size to fit from one circle to the other in the lower portion of the cut file. So here you can just see I have placed that sticker. I haven't actually stuck it down yet on the bottom of the cut file, or on the bottom of the layout rather. And I'm also planning on using some circles from that dot paper as well, which matches that scallop sticker at the bottom. I have cut and trimmed out an 1-inch size of circles from that dot paper, and I'm going to be using 5 of these on my project today in those other circular shape areas that are on the cut file, and that's just a perfect little embellishment for creating a little bit of extra detail on my cut file. I also love this little journaling spot, which is so adorable with that little unicorn floaty. And I just thought that was the perfect shape and spot to leave for my journaling on my project. And up in that top left area, I also wanted to plant a little cluster there as well. I'm going to put my cut file down onto my project with some 3L foam adhesive squares. So I will add an adhesive square to each one of those circular areas on the back of my cut file. I'll take the backing off of the foam adhesive and get that stuck down to my project. Here you can see that I now have that all adhered and I'm ready to add my photos to my circles. I just find that the whole idea of using a circle as a basis of the design is just a really great starting point. If you could use a circle shape in the center of your project, or like there's so many different ways to use circles as an element on your project, or really any geometric shape. So it could be hexagons, or it could be squares, whatever it might be. And of course, geometric shapes are a main element of design and always have been. And I just love that this is something that's tried and true and just always works for me as a designer. I'm going to pop up those little punched out circles on some foam adhesive as well. I just really wanted lots of dimension on all of these different little areas here, and foam adhesive is just the best way to create that. Love these 3L foam adhesive squares for this creating this dimension on my project. I'm also going to use a little bit of that foam adhesive on the back of the Summer Fun title die cut piece as well, and get that adhered down to my project. as well as this banner element also, which is so fun and has all of the pretty colors of the rainbow there that are part of the Sunkissed collection. And I just love these little photos. They're definitely summer themed and just show all of the different little shots of how this sweet little niece of mine has been enjoying her summer. And the Sunkissed collection is just perfect. There's so many fun little icons that are summer themed that work well with what I was documenting here for this project. So I've got that adhered now, and now I'm ready to use this gorgeous scallop sticker. I do want to take the sticky off of the back. I just find that it does make it a little bit easier for adhering these down. So if you take just a little bit of the sticky off, it will stick to your paper. And if you find that you need to add a little bit of extra adhesive once you have it placed, you can always do that by lifting one end at a time. I just find that it makes it a little bit easier to get this placed on my project straight the first time, rather than getting it down and having to try to remove it, because these stickers are really nice and sticky for sure. Now I'm just using my ruler to make sure that I do have that on there straight. I'm measuring it at each end and in the center. Now I also have sized down my layout now 1/4 of an inch, and so that it is now just nicely small enough so that there's going to be a tiny little bit of space for a nice border around the outside edge. I really love this paper as well from the Sunkissed collection. It's such a beautiful, brilliant blue. And then on the back is a really gorgeous dot with a wood grain. I will show you that once I get this trimmed out, so that I didn't want to waste the center part of this paper. I am going to just use my Fiskars trimmer here to trim out the center part of this paper. I will set that aside for another project, and then I will also have my blue for my frame for my layout. And it's just going to provide a nice little pop of this beautiful dark blue, which is also a color that is repeated in the layout as well. So that is that paper on the other side. I just love that. It is so pretty. So here I'm all ready to adhere my layout to this portion of my project here. So I'm just going to take my 3L tape runner, and I will get some adhesive down onto my project and then adhere the main part of my layout over top of this, providing just a tiny, nice little blue border for the rest of the layout. I'm just going to finish up getting that on. I want to make sure that I have enough of this adhesive on here to cover all of the different little spots where my layout's going to be adhered. And now I'm just going to take an eyeball, just eye it up with my eye to get this on here straight. And that just provides just a nice little bit of finishing detail. Now you could actually sew around the outside edge as well. If you have a sewing machine, you could add that detail. I did not do that for this project, but you definitely could. Now I'm going to take a few other little die cut pieces and add those to that little area up at the top just to finish that off. I actually end up switching out that yellow sentiment for a blue one just to bring that blue back up into that area. And then I chose out a few other little die cut pieces as well for the bottom right area. And I just wanted to repeat that circular sun shape in each of those areas just to keep the circle theme going here for my project. I love trimming out my photos in a circle shape. I think it's so fun. It just makes your photos just look a little bit different, a little bit, maybe perhaps a little bit more interesting depending on what you're going for. But that definitely went along with the circle theme for this project. And I really like how that complements the rest of the layout. So there's that little blue sentiment I am going to put up at the top there. That is from the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. I did pop that up on some foam adhesive. And I am going to add some foam adhesive to the die cut pieces that are going to be in the lower right section as well. I have a beach ball and a sun, and then a little bottle of sunscreen for that little area as well. Again, I will repeat, the sun or the summer icons that are in the Sunkissed collection are so fun. Also wanted to add a few of these adorable little puffy stickers to my project as well. So I'm going to add those to a few little areas on the layout, primarily where the photographs are. So to the photo where she's eating the ice cream cone, I added one of the little ice creams in the puffy stickers, and I also added a couple of little heart puffies, one to each of the photos. I also stitched on my journaling spot there, so you can see that I have done just a little bit of sewing stitching on 3 sides. And then I'm also going to add some white spotters, and they almost kind of look like bubbles on the project, which I thought was really fun. Kind of goes along with the summertime theme. The background paper there looks like waves, and it just is super cute. And of course, in the one photo, she does have her bathing suit on, and that was part of a little story that will be told here about some swimming summer fun that happened for this sweet little gal that's in the photos. Here you can see I finished off the other 2 circle areas with that 1-inch punch circle or dot paper. And I'm just showing you here, I wanted to leave a little bit of space between that little unicorn floaty piece, that journaling piece, and the other die cut pieces at the bottom, as I did for the die cut area that's in the top left. And that is going to finish up my project. So once again, I will repeat, using circle shapes as your basis for your design is something that is just a true practice for me. It's definitely something that's a go-to design element, and I absolutely love it as a design element that works for me in my process. Thank you so much for stopping by, friends. Have an amazing day, and make sure that you check out the Scrapbook and Cards Today blog and Facebook groups and all of the different places where you can find Scrapbook and Cards Today. Bye-bye.